we have Mary and Peter in the house. Give yourselves a hand. Well done for joining the 10K club. Just a couple of quick questions. So what was the core problem that you were having that allowed you to choose us? Or why did you decide? What was the core problem stopping you?
Well, we basically were mentoring for an education company, a property education company, um, and then they changed their model. I've been mentoring for 4 years with them, and Mary joined for about 18 months. But they moved their business online, and we didn't feel differently, but we both came up with the same idea that we didn't like the methods that they were using to attract people in, and it was very cutthroat and didn't align with our values. So we decided to leave and set up our own mentoring program. But we basically tried to um, duplicate what they were doing, but with a different value set. And then neither of us are from the well, I'm not from a marketing background. I'm an engineer by trade, if you like, into property now for many years, but not understanding sales, not understanding marketing. We thought we've been mentoring all these people for years. They all said, "Oh yeah, we'll come with you." So we started to go onto Facebook and wherever, and of course then the reality
The
hit that
mayhem
they
kicked
weren't going to
in.
move over with us. Yeah, and our CRM, we compiled our CRM, so there's a 300 odd people who we've been mentoring or been in touch with over the years. So we had those. Um, yeah, and basically the realization is that although we put on a few live events, we only really got one group um, coming online mentoring with us. Not the 10 that initially we thought we'd be bagging in January. So we realized, well, I realized we needed a change of system. Mary, I think you'd come
Yeah,
across the same.
I listened to you when Clubhouse first came out, that crazy time. Um, and so I listened to you, and then I just remember thinking, okay, he kind of sounds like the only person who knows what, and at the time I wasn't even mentoring. So you just stuck in my brain, really, because I remember listening to you and thinking, oh, I love people who have common sense. I'm Irish, so we love common sense, and it just seems to have gone out of fashion. So I was like, oh, he's got a lot of common sense. So that kind of came, and then you came up on an email, I think June. Um, so I already knew you basically before I even needed you, which is how the universe works, isn't it? So yeah, and at that point we were in a bad situation where we were kind of I think our final moment was spending 2 hours on the phone to this couple we used to know, solving a £200,000 problem for them. And then at the end of it, they said, listen, we're going to buy you a drink when you're in the area. We just did not know how to.
It's expensive drink.
And it was, we had to be in their area, which we don't live anywhere near them, so we weren't even going to be getting that drink. And we were like, why do we do that? We've just given ourselves away again. It was like a really low moment. So this is just not working. So yeah, that was kind of June time.
So
it
like
would be an expensive drink, Ed. You're right.
Yeah,
a 200 grand drink would be.
It's an expensive bottle of champagne that you could sell on eBay. But so look, it was lead flow was the major problem, and then I'm presuming like a sales process in place. So what have you enjoyed the most? What have you got the most value from? I know again it's early in the stages of your automation, but some people say like just the simplicity of the ad. Sometimes people say the simplicity of the funnel, the sales process. Anything specifically that you've enjoyed the most?
From my perspective, it's the simplicity. Well, I wouldn't say it's simple, but it's the simplicity of the message going out there. People clicking in and giving us their details, and then obviously going into the click funnel, and that system kind of was enlightening for me. Probably because I'm an engineer, so I thought, oh, fantastic, something automatic, and just although that's a failing as well, because I actually then thought I just rely on the funnel, and then they book the consultation calls, and then we've had the realization they actually don't turn up to the consultation calls. And Mary's had another revelation that we should be really making more calls. We should become salespeople. And say, oh no, we have to make sales now. So we've moved into that. Oh, Pans, we've kind of I've missed. I know I've missed the process. I just thought it was all process. This ClickFunnels just fires out, brings people in. We've got a great message, and then trying to convert those people is the next phase that we need to learn, really.
Yeah, I mean that's a natural process. I mean, it can do, and depending again on the alignment, and it's like anything, the better you become at looking at the message and why it's converting the way it is, then that increases the show up rate. And then if you're getting stronger in the message and that's all aligned, then that in turn increases the conversion. And it's so like, although of course there are things to refine, like anything, it's like the first flip you do in a house is not going to be as good as the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth. And your ability to understand, distinguish distinctions within going into a house and a property every time you go in gets better and better and better. So your ability to speed up that understanding, but like you do with your clients, if you fine tune the process that they need to do, so they don't have to do loads of things, but they need to just get better at one thing, then they will get better. And that's the biggest thing that we see in today's world, is that because there's so many options of like what you can do, like if you go down an organic marketing, that it's just never going to work based on there's too many things that you need to get better at in order for it to work. So therefore, if you simplify the things that need to work, then at least you're only working on like 2-3 core elements. Was there any was there any resistance to joining, or were you nervous or worried about anything specifically?
Well, no, because we just saw the importance of having a structure. We're both our dynamic is I don't know if you do about dynamics, but ours is very much up in the clouds people. So we were really lacking a structure. And so your training, your system to train is really good. It's really, really good. Peter's someone who has it on 2 speeds, so I made him take you back down to 1 speed so that it's going in. So yeah, but that kind of covers everything. So it's very much yeah, I mean, we had no system and we had no idea, as you said, it's 15, 18 years, how long it's taken you to get to that point. We had that instantly. That's the power of of someone else's learnings, isn't it? Really? So it's your pain we bought, really. That's a massive boost for us starting out. Can you imagine us,
For sure.
Plus we're quite impatient people, so we're like, oh, I don't know if we're doing that well, but obviously get next to other people who've been coaching for years, like that's just zoomed us straight ahead. The 3-month, we went from a 12-month program into a 3-month capsule. That's been a really big difference. Nice. And you're training on having one program, not having loads of different ones. So it's almost like your structure has also changed our program. We changed the program. We changed the high value gift. I rewrote all of that because we were just getting 90% men. And I'm like, well, no, this isn't, our program is male and female. So I rewrote all that. I love writing content and getting heart-centered content to connect with people. I think that's where my skill is, and that's what I want to spend more time on. So yeah, so there's quite a lot of things change on the back of your program.
I think we also we initially though we set off with commercial property because I'm a commercial property developer, and we wanted to basically tap into that market because basically most people came to me for commercial property training or guidance or whatever. So our initial HGV was about property, and then we just had this. We looked at the feedback, and we don't want to just do property. We want to. It's more of a holistic business, helping people to improve themselves. And then in my property mentorship journey, I was helping people look into their businesses rather than, because they've all come in with, they've got some money, they need to get into, dad says do property or the friend says do property. and they're stepping over a business that could be a multi-million-pound business. So we kind of, over the last 18 months, not sorry, with this other company, I was kind of guiding them onto business, improving the businesses, as well as then looking into their property journey. And then Mary was doing something similar on a different table. And then the HVG went out with this property focus, and the feedback came back. We thought, you know what, we don't want to do that. So it's helped us to define what we want to do. So resistance-wise, no, that we already had pain. Yeah, we had the pain of not making the progress we thought we wanted. So
there was a lot that you hit that, so I'll just unpack a little bit of it and then let's move on. But yeah, the speed of being able to test the message is what a lot of people don't get. And so because you're able to actually see it based on buyer behavior, that's the advantage of running paid ads versus organic. So immediately you are getting qualified people that are willing to put their email address and phone number. It's a completely different level of purchaser. And so although not all of them will become buyers, it doesn't matter. They're still willing to exchange their data in order to get that piece of content. And, you know, in today's world, people think having a following is a community. It's not. It's a community is someone that's willing to put in their data in order to get your content, join something that is more related into that session. So there's nothing quicker to get the feedback than a paid ad. It's just people get scared about how much it's going to cost and if it's going to go wrong, which is understandable, because if the alignment's not there, you can waste a lot of money. And if you don't know what you're doing, you can waste a lot of money. So really appreciate you saying that. And then just the last one is I always wonder, like you said, you were your words, you were like impatient, so you want to go ahead, you got the pain, you understand that you need a solution. I'm always curious to like why do people not get the help in your view? Because I'm exactly like you. I have a property-based, business. I have nothing to do with it. I found someone paired up. He runs it. I got cash. He knows I know nothing about property at all. Like he runs everything. And so therefore, my time and my investment was for a set period, and then I would stand back. So I'm always into find someone else that's really good at something and either partner with them, pay them, or get them to do it. Like it is always from the beginning of my life being I think because I was a middle child, my brother was always more successful. If he can do it instead of me, my best friend is super clever, get him to do the exam. It makes total sense, so that you can speed up the process. I'm just like today in today's world, and of course you're going to have the same thing, like learn it yourself versus get someone else to help you. What's your view on that? Why do people not get the help?
Pride. They think they can learn it. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm I have a lot of pride, and I think I can do everything and anything, and then I realize I can't. But sometimes I have to go through that pain and realization.
So how many times do you know your pain cycle? Like you need to give it a test, and then like you need to like give it a go first.
I think it's every time, Ed. My ethos growing up and being all the things I've done in my life. I would never ask people to do anything that I haven't done myself. So even the dangerous things, even the mundane things, I would always do them first, and it's right. Okay, then that's great. Follow me. I'm pretty rubbish at that, so get somebody else to do that. But yeah, it's all the time. I do that all the time.
You have to hit the pain, really, don't you? At the end of the day, and if you realize what the pain is costing you for not getting the right support, then then it becomes value to you. Look, guys,
I don't stick at it too long. That's the thing now. My term is okay. Then I've done that.
You're aware enough to go. I'm doing the same thing over and over again, because again, like went to a conference the other day and I'm listening to so many people that are just repeating themselves over and over again, and you're going, I don't know what is going on with today's world. Like I do really, like people think that free content online is going to help them, and the reason that most content is free is because people like you and I run ads. That's why YouTube is free. So you have a choice to be that person that pays for the ad, or consumption for free and get nowhere. But look, guys, thank you so much for being amazing clients. Welcome to the 10K club. Let's get you sorted, and so that you can put another 0 on that.